Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving deep into the twisted and intense thriller, Obsessed. This movie is a roller coaster of emotions, manipulation, and obsession, and we're going to break it all down for you. So, grab your popcorn and get comfortable, because you're in for a wild ride. Who the hell is that? You might call me Coach or Mr. Wilkes, but don't be mistaken, I'm not just your average teacher. I'm the kind of teacher who could either be your dream or your nightmare. How this story ends depends entirely on you. Devon was in the middle of applying her makeup when John Wilkes, her new teacher, and his daughter found a girl's number in her phone. John, concerned about her safety, warned her not to come home late. But Devon reassured him that she would be home soon after supervising the school dance. As if on cue, the nanny, Carrie, arrived to pick her up. Devon had planned to wear a chic black outfit to the party, hoping to turn heads. At the school, the teachers were all too aware that the boys were having more fun than the girls, and Devon couldn't help but tease her classmates. However, her attention was caught by the new teacher, Mr. Wilkes, who casually mentioned that he would be teaching math starting Monday. Devon couldn't help but wish she could take sexual education instead, but she didn't voice her thoughts. Later, in the bathroom, Devon discreetly took a sip from his vodka thermos, but her plans were interrupted by a group of classmates she wasn't particularly fond of. On the dance floor, while Devon admired her crush, Jim, she overheard him making dinner plans with Rachel for Tuesday night. When Devon returned home, she was disappointed to hear that her dad was spending time with his new girlfriend. She found Sonia Weber's ID and couldn't help but think about how to interfere with their relationship. Jim found his daughter asleep in her room, and after saying goodbye to Carrie, Devon spent the night obsessing over her teacher on social media. The next morning, she inquired about Sonia's condition after an allergic reaction. Jim had to leave for a trip, and that only made Devon worrying more about her appointments and the situation with her dad's new relationship. In class, Jim had a minor wardrobe mishap when he stained his shirt and had to quickly change. Devon couldn't resist teasing the class troublemakers while secretly admiring her sporty crush. Jim made an announcement that he would be the new volleyball coach, and his casual mention of a girl at a ball piqued Devon's curiosity. His volleyball experience impressed the entire class, but it also stirred feelings of jealousy in Devon. As the lesson continued, Jim shared that he pursued teaching after suffering a career-ending injury, and he mentioned that his ex-wife, Marissa, was about to become vice president in San Diego. Jim was visibly concerned about his daughter's desire to move, while Bucky didn't want to leave her behind. Meanwhile, Devon daydreamed about Jim, wishing he would show an interest in her. He jokingly mentioned he would date her if she were older, which only made her feelings for him grow stronger. Devon was brought back to reality by Kinsey, who suggested they go for manicures. Devon's father's influence led her to arrange to be Jim's assistant for volleyball practice. Kinsey tried to encourage Rachel to pursue Jim, but Rachel, knowing the stakes, thought Jim was too valuable to lose. The principal had also asked a friend of Jim's to keep an eye on Devon, giving her administrative tasks to manage for the volleyball team. Apple was confused about Devon's presence at the Coliseum, but Jim suggested his assistant could help her on her own. Devon teased Apple, claiming she didn't even know how to play marbles. Later, in Jim's office, Devon noticed a portrait of his daughter, which only fueled her obsession. She tried to gather information, but Rachel almost caught her snooping around. Devon's obsession grew even more intense as she snuck into Jim's house one night. Searching through his desk, she found a credit card and plotted her next move. Meanwhile, Jim was still unsure about what to do regarding his daughter and Marissa. He proposed they move to San Diego, but Rachel was reluctant to leave her sick mother behind. He suggested that her brother could help, but Rachel doubted his willingness to help, expressing that children are often ungrateful. Devon, increasingly fixated on Jim, dressed up and made another attempt to impress him, using stolen cards to buy clothes. She couldn't resist trying to get closer to him, but Jim remained oblivious, unaware of her growing fixation. As Devon continued her manipulation and mind games, she began to orchestrate situations to her advantage. She tried to impress Jim at every turn, but he remained somewhat unaware of her intentions. However, Jim began to notice the subtle signs of Devon's obsession, even as she tried to play the role of the innocent student. Her jealousy reached new heights when she overheard Jim and Rachel discussing their relationship. Devon, driven by her feelings, would do whatever it took to get close to Jim, even if it meant going behind his back and manipulating the people around him. She began creating lies to ensure that Jim's attention remained on her, including spreading rumors about Rachel and sowing seeds of doubt in Jim's mind. But things took a darker turn when Devon's obsession crossed the line from harmless infatuation to something far more dangerous. Jim's relationship with Rachel seemed to crumble as Devon's plans began to unfold, and he found himself tangled in a web of lies and confusion, unsure who to trust. Devon's actions ultimately led to her being exposed for the manipulation and deceit she had woven throughout the story. As the truth unraveled, Jim faced accusations of misconduct that he didn't deserve. His life spiraled out of control, and Devon, realizing she had lost everything, was left heartbroken and desperate. She had hoped for a happy family with Jim, but in the end, her obsession only destroyed any chance of that ever happening. In the final moments, Jim made a decision to leave behind the chaos caused by Devon's lies. He found solace in his daughter, trying to move on from the turmoil. As the movie ended, Devon was left to pick up the shattered pieces of her life, realizing too late that her actions had pushed everything she ever wanted further out of reach. We hope you enjoyed this recap. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing movie recaps. See you in the next one.